If you guys run dry, you will have to do a speed reload.
Ah, never mind.
I got it. You have an empty?
All right, before we do the next drill, we're just gonna touch on reloads real quick. We're gonna go over the 3 different types of reloads and 1 type of unloading. You guys have already done the admin load, you guys have already done the unload. What we're gonna demonstrate next is the tack load, and then we're gonna demonstrate the emergency load, the speed reload, all right? The reason why we're doing this is because for these next drills, it's gonna be on you guys if you run dry to do a speed reload. It's also going to be on you guys to top up if you want to, all right? Unless we direct you that, hey, we're going to do this drill specifically with a certain it's on you guys to manage your ammunition, all right? So the first, I'm going to have Angelo demonstrate this first, then I'm going to demonstrate it. The reason why we're doing this is he's left-handed and he has a left-handed gun, and I'm right-handed and I have a normal gun. So, we're going to go ahead and talk about the admin load first. I know we already covered it, but we're just going to cover it one more time. Angelo, can you choose that corner right there as your, as your berm? No, right here in the center. But just point your muzzle there, just so they can see it. So first step of an admin load is we're going to lock the bolt to the rear. So if you look, he locked his bolt to the rear a little bit differently. Is anybody left-handed here? So we have 3 left-handed people. Do you guys utilize this method when locking the bolt to the rear?
Not today.
Did you guys see what he did? He did it really fast.
So if you don't have an ambidextrous charging handle, just reach over, pull that notch, and just pull it back to the rear. Look at it, and I use my pointer finger so engage the bolt lock. Watch it.
All right, you guys catch? You guys can step closer. All right. Empty magazine. All right. So he's going to insert the magazine now, and then he's going to see the ejection port, and he's going to hit that release. All right. He's going to watch that round go into the chamber. There's no reason to do a press check at this point. If he sees that the bolt's not all the way in battery, he can use his forward assist. The forward assist works on the teeth on his bolt gear group, and it basically just pushes it in the battery. You should never have to use it, especially when using full spring power of your bolt or of your buffer when you hit that bolt release. But if it doesn't go all the way in the battery, that is a good thing to do. And then he's going to just close his dust cover. The dust cover, the only thing that does is it keeps dust out of your chamber. Reduces malfunction, so it's a good idea to keep it closed. All right, his safety's on, and at this point, he can check his optics, his lights, his lasers, all that stuff. Make sure his brightness is set, and he is ready to go. At this point too, he can even check his stock length, he can check his sling, all that stuff that he needs to do. But an admin load is when you're under no time crunch at all. You're getting your gun ready, like let's say, me and Angelo are going out for the day and we might be going to Walmart or something, so we're loading up our ARs. We have all the time in the world to load them, right? So we're gonna take our time and we're gonna make sure everything's done correctly. The reason why we lock our bolt to the rear is so we can watch that chamber. The reason why we want that bolt lock is we're using the full spring to push it. Also, you're not having to overcome any magazine tension. So a lot of people have issues with not picking up that first spring locking into place when they load 30 rounds into a P-mag, or sometimes with GI mags, if they load they're not able to insert them easily on a closed bolt. Like if the bolt's locked to the rear, you're not pressing up on the bolt at all. Going into an empty space, it'll lock in easily, and then that bolt will strip that first round out. All right. So just self-induced malfunctions while loading the gun. All right. Can I get that magazine? Actually, this is a good time to demonstrate unloading. So at this point, let's say he's done shooting, he's going to unload. So he's going to remove that magazine. This removes the source of ammunition. So at this point, he can back that round out and lock the bolt to the rear without potentially feeding another round. That's why our first step is to remove that magazine and stow it. We want to stow it so we have both hands to work on the gun. All right. And then he's going to lock the bolt to the rear. He did it really fast. But can you do it again real quick? So same thing, he's gonna lock that bolt to the rear. That round's gonna pop out. He's gonna let it hit the floor. He's gonna inspect his chamber, his bolt face, and his magazine to make sure it's empty. He's gonna make sure the gun's on safe, and he's gonna let it hang. And that's it, all right? Right-handed, kind of the same thing. So right-handed, same thing. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to lock my bolt to the rear. By doing that, I'm going to shift my hand over from here, and I'm going to use my thumb. I'm going to get a magwell grip, and I'm going to press down on the bottom of the ping pong paddle, and I'm going to pull back on my charging handle. If you have a standard charging handle, you'll need to reach all the way over. All right? And I'm going to stow my charging handle. A lot of people leave it out. I never leave my charging handle out because it can bend. If that charging handle bends, your gun is down. All right? At this point, I'm going to take the magazine, I'm going to insert it. When I insert magazines, I like to do a beer can grip, and I use my thumb. So I use my thumb as kind of like a spatial awareness to be able to help index that into the mag wheel. All right. Some people like to anchor the buttstock under their armpit like this. This reduces the gun jumping up out of your shoulder when you insert it. I like to do this when I'm moving. That really like anchors the gun in, so that if I have it on my shoulder and I insert it, I don't bump the gun up. So insert the magazine. At this point, I'm going to roll the gun over. I'm going to look into the ejection port, and I'm going to hit that bolt loose. I'm going to watch the bolt go forward. I'm going to watch that round get loaded. All right. At this point, I know for sure there is a round in the chamber because I watched it go in. All right. If I need to, I can hit that forward assist. I'm going to close the dust cover. Check my legs, lasers, optics, all that stuff. Make sure my stock is set to the correct length. Make sure my sling is good. And now my rifle is good. All right. Same thing for unloading. I'm going to remove the source of feed. I'm going to stow it. I'm going to move my hand to the magwell grip. Press down on the ping pong paddle. I'm going to eject that round up. It's going to hit the floor. I'm going to let it. I'm going to stow the charging handle. I'm going to inspect the chamber, the bolt face, because you can't have a round hung up on that bolt face if the ejector didn't kick it off, and the magwell. I'm going to place the gun on safe, and I'm going to let it hang. And at that point, once the line is clear, I can pick up that round and eject it. All right? We do these very methodically to reduce safety issues as well as reducing self-induced malfunctions. All right? Now we're going to talk about attack load. You have another empty? Yep. Okay. So Angela's just going to load it real quick. I'm not going to talk him through step by step. All right, so attack load or a tactical load. I've just got some friends. I have, a little bit of time and I want to talk my gun. Let's say we enter a room, we shoot a bunch of rounds. Before we go into the next room, I want to set myself up for success. I want to reload my gun, magazine, going into the next room because I don't know what's in there. All right, but I don't want to just drop that magazine because if I only have 2 magazines on me, I want to retain all the ammunition I have. All right, so that's what a tactical load is, and that's what we're doing. All right, for a tactical load, Angela's going to kind of demonstrate this. He's going to reach back and grab his second source of feed while anchoring his buttstock. Look at how he's grabbing it. He's making a T shape here. All right, he's grabbing the magazine that's inside of his magwell already, rotating it, and inserting that new magazine. He's also going to push-pull because this is the most likely time that your magazine's not going to be seated. And the reason why is this is the only reload that's going to happen on a closed bolt. So it's really important that you guys push-pull on this one. I've seen a lot of instances where that magazine wasn't seated, and then you're gonna start to move and take that first shot, and that magazine falls out because that magazine isn't seated all the way. You're gonna feel that click, push it in all the way, and you're gonna pull. You're actually gonna pull the magazine, because if it's not seated all the way, you're just gonna pull the magazine out. All right? If you do that a few times and it's not working, you may want to strip a read and then read it.
One thing to note is how you stick the magazine in focus. Notice that where my bullets would be, they're facing backwards. The reason I do that is because when I grab that magazine, I pull it out and I use that same index that David uses. Like that. Facing forward, grab your bullets facing forward like this. I don't know if you guys are. When you grab it like the way I do, bullets are facing backwards. So if you do have a stage like this, where you have to grab it with your index to it and rotate it over like that. That's not the way we typically teach it, but if that's your preferred method, that's one thing you can keep track of with your bullets facing forward. Your pointer finger, index it onto the magazine, bring it up with your finger, your bullets facing forward.
And the reason why we use our thumb or our pointer finger when inserting magazines is it gives us spatial awareness. Like, I can make a circle here, and without even looking at you guys, I get my finger in that circle. All right. We do want to look at the mag well if we can, but giving ourselves spatial awareness with body parts is a good way to ensure that we're getting that magazine to the hole and where it needs to go. All right.
One thing, if you don't have an ambidextrous mag release, which I'll go over right now. Gotcha. So most ARs don't have an ambidextrous mag release. So if you are having to reload about this, what I do, my method, I shoot, if I'm ready to reload, I just come back into the ready position with the stock under my armpit, use my thumb here, grab the magazine, eject that out, come over and grab the new mag, fresh mag. And same thing, pull, old mag goes back into the pouch. Okay. One more time, then shoot, thumb to eject it, grab the new magazine, insert, push, pull, and index your old mag.
And this is referring to either left-handed or if you're shooting offside, tactical reloads. If you're right-handed, you should just be able to hit that magazine release with something else in your hand. Right? If you are left-handed, it might be a good idea to get that ambidextrous magazine release because it does have a lot of attributes to it. The reason why we bring the magazine to the gun is we're reducing the amount of time that the gun only has one round in it. All right? Just because, you know, we shot a bunch of rounds and now we're about to go somewhere else, but we have a second, doesn't mean that door's not going to open and someone else is going to come in. So we want to set ourselves up for as much success as possible. So we're reducing the amount of time that our gun's unloaded. So we're bringing that magazine there and it's just unloaded for that split second. All right. From here, I could fire. So, all right. And that's why we do that tack load. All right. And the last thing, I don't need to demonstrate this one because it's the same on the right-hand side. Angelo already demonstrated that with his. All right, the next one we're going to demonstrate is a speed reload. All right, this one is going to be different between left and right. So, speed reload or an emergency reload is you're in the middle of firing and your gun goes empty. Depending on the situation, probably is going to be faster to transition to a pistol. But if you don't have a pistol or you have enough time to do a speed reload, you don't have enough distance to do a speed reload. So, a speed reload is you're firing, your bolt locks to the rear. Go ahead and place it on fire real quick. So as he's pulling the trigger, he's gonna feel a mush. There is no audible click, there's no tactile click, all right? And the reason why that's happening is the hammer's not able to go forward because the bolt is locked to the rear because it's on an empty magazine, okay? The other reason this can happen is if you have a malfunction and the bolt's jammed up to the rear, but we'll cover that one after, all right? So at this point, he's going to feel that. He's going to realize he's out of ammunition by rolling the gun over, and then he's going to drop that magazine while simultaneously coming back to his emergency reload source. He's going to insert that magazine and immediately hit the bolt release, and he's going to continue firing. All right. This is done a little bit differently, right-handed. I'm going to do this right-handed real quick. So right-handed, I'm going to be shooting. I'm going to feel that mush. I'm gonna roll my gun over just slightly to be able to see, okay, I don't see brass hanging out of it. I see the box and I see an empty magazine. I can see all that just by doing this. At that point, I'm gonna drop the magazine while simultaneously push, pull, and then I'm just gonna stand up. I'm gonna hit that bolt. From here, that could fire. But I like to get my hand back up, and then I'm going to continue firing. All right? And then unloading procedure.
If you don't have that ambidextrous mag release, the way I do for speed reloads, down, rip that mag out, just probably soon, keep firing. Okay? So again, just strip that mag out, let it go. You don't care about the mag.
Okay. And then I'll go this time. All right. And the last thing I'm going to cover is if you have a sticky magazine. So again, same thing with Angela. This tends to happen if you're in like a really dusty environment. Your magazine doesn't fall free when you hit that magazine piece. All right. So as I'm shooting, I realize I need to do a speed reload. I go to do a speed reload, but my magazine's not dropping when I hit the magazine piece. What I like to do again is just like Angelo, I'll bring that magazine up to the gun, I'll strip it, I'll just do that. Okay? So speed reload, we don't care about that magazine, it's empty. It's dead to us, we're throwing it away, we're getting a new magazine in the gun. Especially because usually that means that we're in the middle of shooting somebody, probably at a close distance. We need to get the gun up as fast as possible. When you guys are doing drills, you'll probably be doing it at 7 yards. That's really close. If your gun goes empty at 7 yards, it's going to be partly luck and partly you being really fast getting that gun back. All right, any questions on the type of reload that we just did? All right, if I can get ones on the 7 yard line that I'll pace out now.
You're good. Okay. Keep going.
Bye. Once everybody's reloaded, go ahead and pick up those magazines, and we're going to step back to 15. Oh, also, look for your targets. Kind of take account of where your hits are right now.
There you go.
Still feeling great today, but
All right, one's online. All right. Now we're going to kind of do the same thing, but so this will really it'll really show what that slap in the trigger versus will do at a realistic rifle distance. All right. A lot of people will tend when they're slapping the trigger to miss that second shot completely off the target. All right. Because think of the cone of deviation. If you're up close, there's less shown on paper. The further you get, the higher that cone is. All right. Alright, so we're going to do the same drill. We're just going to run control pairs and also try slapping the trigger and see how far that spread is. Alright? Alright? Alright, the low ready?
Low ready. Shooter ready. Stand by.
Alright, so that's me just slapping as fast as I can. They're pretty close together because this gun's pretty front heavy and it doesn't really move. But if this was a lighter gun or if I was a little bit further away, they'd be kind of spread out. Now, I'm gonna just utilize that small movement and move my finger as little as possible and be able to, it's like, I was told it's like running a marathon, but shortening the distance, right? Or running a sprint, but shortening the distance. If you are running faster, but you have to run a further distance, you're still gonna come up behind the guy that has to run, 5 yards, but he's moving a little bit slower, all right? All right.
Stand by.
So that time, bouncing the finger, not good. Right? I did it opposite, sorry. So do what I did the first time and move that finger less. Can you see what I'm saying? I did the opposite of what I was trying to speak about. We're trying to Alright, twos, go ahead and check your left. Alright, twos, if you were Alright, go ahead and make sure your bolts are do that admin load. Hey Carla, it's still loaded.
Okay. So, the chamber didn't go all the way in the battery, that's why.
Go ahead and unload them before you set them off.
Okay, alright.
Okay. Alright, twos, low ready. Remember your holdovers. Stand by. Remember your holdovers. Alright. Stand by. Low ready. Stand by. Alright, low ready, stand by. Last one for low ready, stand by. Alright, transition to high ready. Thank you. High ready, stand by. Stand by. Stand by. Stand by. Stand by. Last one. All right, place one safe, let him hang. All right. How's everybody feeling with this? Pretty comfortable? Okay. Shooting a little high. Okay. You have a different app. You need to fire one more?
Oh, I didn't do.
Alright, last iteration, stand by.